AVB Chief Marketing Officer, John White.
It's great to be here with all of you today, or wherever here happens to be. Just 5 months ago, I stood in front of all of you and talked about how we think 20 to 30% of our industry will transact online in less than 5 years. Today, I stand here not only looking past that number, I'm looking at a speed of change that no one could have predicted. Many experts now say that 25 to 50% of our industry transactions will move to a .com purchase in less than 5 years. Brick and mortar stores will serve as a community anchor and to provide localization and the logistics functions. All of this will be a catalyst for the fastest growth period for independent retailers that we have ever seen. If I could see all of you and ask you to put your hands up when I ask this question, who has grown in the last 4 months like you would have never imagined? Please raise your hand. I know I would see all of you, or many of you, or most of you putting your hands up. I've talked to many of you over the last several months, and you know what the most common questions were? How long will this last, and what do I do with all this money? Now I'm kidding, none of you asked me what to do with all your money, but if you want advice, I will give that free. Just call me and let me know. But the real answer to the question is, it will last as long as we want it to. We need to invest in technologies that optimize the online experience through personalization. With AI technology and machine learning, we will help you market to consumers with real-time contextual personalization and merchandising. Plus, don't forget the basics of providing self-service tools like chatbots and text messaging on your website. And lastly, physical stores are changing as well. Consider investing in contactless payment solutions, smart tablets, and digital kiosks. It's challenging to imagine what the new retail landscape will look like in 6 months to a year from now. But the reality is, with the increase of unemployment, stay-at-home orders, business closures, consumers are making more thoughtful and deliberate decisions in purchasing essential goods and products that enhance life at home. Shifting now to bring experiences to life in a more digitally involved audience is crucial to set ourselves up for success post-pandemic. Don't take it from me. Let's talk to Grant, our expert in this space. Grant?
We know from industry data that about 65 to 70% of appliance purchases are under duress. What does this mean? It means that consumers' old appliance broke and they're looking to get one delivered right away. It's important on your website to show consumers what's in stock and readily available for delivery, and utilizing special catalogs and flags is a great way to do this.
After returning from Las Vegas last March, things changed so rapidly. The first thing we did is throw out our roadmaps and planning process and reprioritized everything we were doing to help you focus on transacting online. One of the things, like looking at increased searches for sanitization, for example, I'm going to have Eric Hunter tell you a little bit more about that and some of the other things we did. Eric?
Hi there. I'm here to tell you a little bit about the ways AVB Marketing has continued to help our members both compete and win online during a worldwide pandemic. When March came around, we realized there were many things we had to adapt quickly to help our retailers meet their customers where they were at. These adaptations included things like live chat and rolling out 150 custom instances of our Connect live chat feature to support all of you in meeting your customers exactly where they were, which was online. We added new filters. As people were shopping our websites, we noticed things like sanitization in laundry and in dishwashers, immensely taking action from our consumer journey. Integrating new payment gateways. Again, the ability to meet your customers where they were at with the payment option that they had in hand. We've integrated over 11 payment gateways and continue to move through an integration list that seems never ending, but always promising. Some email features that we added to our websites included the ability for both retail associates and consumers alike to email significant others, contractors, designers, the just right assortment that they've combined into a cart and been able to vet out for their decision-making and the project needs that they have. And our biggest feature probably thus far has been our apply and buy with our partners over at Citi. This gives our retailers the ability to win online. And again, to have those customers who may be lacking that open credit line, the option to apply and buy exactly where they are and when they need it.
Our team was quick to react to that filterable attribute so consumers can find sanitization appliances quickly. But the list of things we did goes on and on. Payment gateways, emailing carts, live chat, apply and buy. Many of these things enhance the ability to transact online for all of you. The COVID pandemic has rapidly changed e-commerce consumer behavior, and not just in where people are making the purchases, but who the customers are, and especially what is being purchased. Because of the lockdown and social distancing, many businesses needed to shut down in-store, leaving consumers to depend on digital experiences that have shaped new shopping habits. Even older age groups who prefer to shop in-store over the use of technology have had to adopt to this online shopping experience. Let me bring in Danielle to give a little bit of her opinion on this. Danielle?
Hi, John. I couldn't agree with you more. From what we're seeing in terms of ad engagement and website traffic on our member sites, the 35 to 45-year-olds are really showing up. That demographic is covered, they're engaging, and they're pretty much used to buying online, which is to be expected. We grew up in this age. But what is really noticeably different and pretty exciting is that the more mature demographic is also showing up online. If they wanted to replace the fridge or the range or get a new sectional, they know now that they can't browse the physical aisles of a store anymore. And they've moved online and they're really embracing it based on the numbers. So it's pretty exciting to see. You know, we had the spikes in traffic across all demographics at the beginning of COVID, and they are continuing to maintain strong performance even today in this new normal. But what's most exciting is that the 55 to 64 and the 64 plus demographics are leading the pack in that website traffic, which is very surprising, but very welcome. Another really fascinating bit of information that we're seeing is that their device of choice is mobile. So they are no longer going to that desktop, pulling up the website, finding what they want on that very large screen and checking out there. They're actually in the moment. They're in the middle of their kitchen. They're looking around. They're pulling out their phone, finding what they want on the website, and checking out right then and there. So it's not just us millennials who want that instant gratification. It's the older demographics as well, which is fantastic. And I cannot stress enough to our members how much they need to be online and being able to be found in the moment that that consumer is looking. And then of course, the mobile website and the mobile checkout, making that easy and simple for all age ranges and all experience levels is a must-have today. It's not a nice to have. The landscape is changed forever. And in order to survive, these are two things that really, really need to be concentrated on by all members.
Accelerated adoption of online shopping will continue well beyond the pandemic. A quarantine state of mind will continue to reign for months, even after it's over. In fact, according to a recent study by Commerce Next, retailers should expect and plan for a continuation of high volume activity well past this year. As consumers, we usually purchase on a regular day things like groceries and toiletries in stores. Now, those things are being done on e-commerce, even as a subscription service. Luxury items and non-essential purchases have dropped, making a way for more stay-at-home goods focused on self-care and preparedness, at-home cooking, home and outdoor upgrades, comfort and security, digital entertainment, and even DIY projects. It is essential now more than ever to shift our mindsets not to just be digital first, but digital only. Your website must be transactional and provide good customer experiences. It should also be meaningful and inspirational. Shoppers now want to consult from their living room and touch base on a growing trend of video or chat consultant with your retail associates who are expert in this space. You've heard me mention digital only. Network TV, radio, outdoor, even print viewers and readers have dropped from already historic lows. Think of the number of cars on the road. Think of the number of network TV shows that are old and reruns. People are looking in other places. They're turning at an even higher rate than the 90% rates you've historically seen to online shopping first. In the discovery and evaluation part of the journey, search engines, social media feeds, and influencers are all popular ways for shoppers to get product inspiration outside of brands' properties. In the buying part of the journey, there are new types of purchase points emerging. Mobile wallets are behind email and place to make purchases, and 14% of shoppers are making purchases through social media. Let me have ALISHA give you some more insight. ALISHA?
Digital is changing, and it's more important now than ever to be available online, both on a website and in your advertising. So making sure that there's a clean and consistent experience on your advertising moving forward to your website is absolutely vital. The way that people are consuming content has changed. Not only are people not driving around and out in the world more often to see those advertisements, but they're spending more time on their phone, on their computers, and in front of their TVs. It's absolutely vital that you make sure that you're there when they're looking for you. Not only do you want to make sure that you're advertising to them on social and in the right places at the right time, but it's also super important that when they get through with those advertisements and they land on your website, that experience stays the same.
As part of this, you've heard me harp on payment gateways on your sites, but the basics of Visa and MasterCard just simply aren't enough. All of the other options that are available to you are critical to putting them onto your site to give shopper all of those additional options. From what we're seeing in current trends, now is the time to invest strongly in PPC. COVID-19 made many businesses stop their PPC campaigns, but overall web traffic is up. I know the first thing you're thinking, I can't get enough product. Well, no one has zero inventory. Everyone has something to sell. Focus your messaging on what you have and what you can get. To tell you more about this, I'd like to bring Chris Swift in. Chris?
I say it all the time. Digital marketing is a game of attention acquisition. Our job is to find the right people wherever they are and capture that attention. In 2020, people are spending more and more time online, not just surfing, but actually buying. People are buying everything from home office supplies to full living room sets, even kitchen packages online. That fear of online ordering is gone. In 2020, overall website traffic is up 10%. And the big needle mover is that online transactions are up 32% since the beginning of 2020. Those are huge numbers. And with those big numbers of consumers heading online, competition for those consumers is way up. That's why investing in digital advertising is an absolute must. Whether you're on Google or social media right now, presence is not a foregone conclusion to success. Investing in PPC advertising is an absolute critical element to winning that consumer attention.
Now, you all remember me talking about the search term near me. Washer near me, sofa near me, TV near me. Well, that search term has dramatically fallen, and the term delivered has taken its place. And the reality is consumers are shopping in home and want those products in their home as fast as they can. It's no longer about driving to a store to go look at something. In typical John White style, I want to nerd it up for a minute and talk about big changes coming to a browser near you. Yes, I'm talking about myself in third person. As if we hadn't had to learn enough acronyms regarding your websites, let's learn a couple more thanks to Google. LCP, Largest Contentful Paint. This is something coming in January from Google, and there's 3 metrics that I'm going to talk about that will change the way your site's ranking comes up in a search engine. The LCP measures how quickly the page's main content loads, the bulk of the text or image or everything it is serving up. Slower server times will severely affect this, so the site speed will impact search. FID, First Input Delay, measures how quickly the page reacts when you click on something on the page. Could be anything. And the last one, the CLS speed, the Cumulative Layout Shift. It measures when stuff jumps around the page. For example, if ads rearrange the text you are reading, it is measuring that speed, and all of these will factor in to a reorganization of SEO search results on your website. This is one of those things that we do behind the scenes to continually to make you rank at the top of the organic search results. Now more than ever, local is important. You've all heard before, cash is king, price is king, but right now and for the foreseeable future, speed to the home is new king. People are no longer looking for price first when making a purchase decision. They are looking for how fast you can get it into their home. The highest percentage of marketer surveys expect customers to focus more on trusting relationships with brands and companies than just low price. Despite the economic downturn, you would think that it would be price, but the reality is, in times of crisis, consumers are more likely to buy and to explore ways to get back to support their local community. Finding ways to leverage this sentiment to push shop local messaging and engage with consumers will be the key. Big boxes are having the same inventory constraints that all of you are having. However, they're not taking their foot off the gas pedal. It's better for our members and all of you to attack promotions and get the pipeline of sales to deliver with product you have or with product that you can get your hands on, rather than sit on the sideline and have Best Buy, Home Depot, and Lowe's eat up all the market share. We have taken more market share in 2020 than any other time in our history, and let's not let them take it back. I said a couple things about SEO and why it's important. How can SEO help? Many of you have heard me talk about the benefits of a good SEO strategy as it relates to your website. Much of the great SEO work has already been done and comes with your website. But proper SEO helps you organize your website and makes it easier for your visitors to navigate and transact, helping you rank higher and higher on search engine results. Let me bring in our expert, Will, to talk a little more about SEO. Will?
When talking about SEO and how it can help your business, there's really 4 points that I want to touch on. First is context. Optimizing your website for search engines, it allows them to understand the context of what you do as a business. And because it understands the context, it then can meet the needs of the searcher, which is you and I. That leads into the second point, which is the idea of search intent, or specifically local search intent, because that's what matters, especially when we're talking about the click-to-brick model. We want to make sure that people searching in your area can find your business. How do we do that? Well, there's 3 particular ways. One is having a consistent name, address, and phone number on your website. 2 is having a consistent name, address, and phone number on your Google My Business. And 3 is having a consistent name, address, and phone number on various business listings online like Yelp. Google and other search engines use these 3 things to help triangulate your data and then understand, hey, this business exists, and if I send somebody there, they're actually going to be able to meet their needs. Additionally, the other part, or the third thing that I want to talk about, is the idea that search engine optimization is just one part of what should be a multifaceted digital marketing plan. So SEO can go hand in hand with paid advertising, like on Facebook or on Google itself through Google Ads or on OTT. All of those things are not really independent of each other. They should be in a comprehensive digital marketing strategy, which leads me to the 4th point, is that by having SEO, you can accomplish those previous 3 things that I talked about, but you can also understand that by doing that, you're going to drive customers into doors or onto your website to purchase and transact, because that's ultimately what it's all about. And so when you boil it down to, SEO helps you give context to Google, helps you with local search intent, helps you with a multifaceted digital marketing campaign, and finally, it helps you reach the customers that you're looking for.
That's a great look at where we were and where we are today. Now let's take a look at where we're planning on going. Previously, we announced the Commerce website. It's simply the gold standard in our space for appliances, electronics, and furniture retailers. It is the end-all be-all from a website perspective that we pack every single punch inside this website platform. It includes the Link for You offering. It will include, free of charge, the new kiosk for one store that Jim announced earlier in the week. The Commerce platform is intended for those of you that are trying to transact online and do everything that you can to attract that customer who does not want to leave their home to make a shopping decision. Let's talk about the kiosk for a second. The kiosk will provide you with many new options that you don't have today. Not only will it work on a large touchscreen TV, but it will work for all your retail sales associates in store on any mobile device. When working with this device with a consumer, several things can be done. One, all of the parts of your website would be stripped away for a customer that's already inside your store. So think about all the things on your homepage that are intended to attract a customer to you. They're already there. There's no reason to do that. The kiosk will give you endless aisle possibilities, the ability to print the sheets and product information that's available on your website. The other thing, since we added it back earlier in the year, is the email a cart feature. The great thing about using this email cart feature on the kiosk system is you will be able to remarket to that consumer after the fact once they've built out that cart. This kiosk solution will provide a great opportunity for all of you to enhance your website benefits right into your store and in your salesperson's hands. You know, I know the last 4 or 5 months have been a challenge for all of us, and I wanted to tell all of you how incredibly impressed I am with all of you for changing on a dime. After talking to many of you about the growth that we've seen in your businesses over the last several months, it's incredible to see how great of a job everybody has done in driving and capturing the share that's available to us in this space. I want to thank you, and I hope you've had a great show.
Yo, Dog the Bounty Hunter. I've tracked down bail jumpers and fugitives for over 40 years. None of them were as hard to catch as John White Boy White. He goes by Betty White on Facebook. You know, this guy once tried to even clone himself. He may be clever, but if he thinks he can escape me, he's barking up the wrong tree. I can make 4 or 5 mistakes. All he's got to do is make one. See you soon, John White.
This is a shout out for John White from the AVB marketing team. I understand that you have led a very interesting life, like catching and selling pigeons to make extra dollars. You are one great boss, and they wanted to do something for you. You're hosting the big event, the first virtual convention on 8/30. That's coming up soon. They just wanted to do something special for you, to know they are behind you, they appreciate you, they love you. Continued success. I wish you all the best, and stay interesting always, amigo. Adios.